because the last couple of weeks I have not been approaching this with a topic, with one specific topic in mind. Normally, I always have something planned. It's been written out. It's been scripted out, way in advance. But I've been in a different headspace recently, so it's been a little bit more difficult to channel my energy into one specific topic. However, I will say that last week we talked about, it was the first Tovahcateur Thursday of February, and we established the whole fresh February theme of having a visionary mindset. But before I get into all that, some announcements. One, make sure you check your notifications, especially here on Instagram, because that's where you'll know if I'm going to do live, if I'm going to pop on Tovahcateur du jour, whatever I'm kind of thinking. You will see that, and that way you will know when I'm here to chat, to talk, to exchange in real time, which I really want to make more of an effort to do, because I am a talker by nature. I can't help it. I'm a talker. Do that. What else? If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, to Tovahcateur, Tovahcateur presents, I forget, whatever. Anyway, Tovahcateur, you know what? Taylor by Tova presents Tovahcateur. Sorry. It's over there. Please subscribe, or again, adjust your notification bell. Also, subscriptions will not always notify you, so please put your little bell out there. And normally, honestly, I only do one YouTube a week. That's what I can do right now, and it's on Thursday night. Usually now it's dropping later in the schedule because I'm not doing the editing piece, so it is usually roughly right before midnight. Those will post. If you are in Central Standard Time, Eastern Standard Time, it will be Friday, very early wee hours of Friday morning. I can't take for granted that everybody's watching is in my same time zone, so thinking globally and stuff like that, nationally, thinking visionary, thinking that. Tonight may have more of a flow of like a vlog. I might be hitting some topics that you may think these don't even match. Where is she going with this? I have a vlog mindset, or a docu vlog mindset when I approach this. But again, it's kind of founded on the whole fresh February thing, thinking in terms of vision, thinking in terms of legacy, and what impression you want to leave, what your life's work is about. What is your life about? What do you want it to impact in the years and the days ahead? As I said earlier, I've been having difficulty with nailing down topics, or just kind of creatively. Again, my headspace has been altered. And one of my issues is staying on brand. And I want to be consistent in what I'm trying to do here. And so let me just really quickly explain what the purpose of Tovahcateur is. Tovahcateur is, again, and I don't know if I've ever articulated this clearly enough so that people are like, okay, what does she do, or what is she trying to do? There's many components to it, but this particular aspect of Tovahcateur is all about taking apart all the pieces that communication can entail. I believe communication is an inside job. It starts from the inside and then moves into the messages that you send. But if there's some issues going on the inside with you as an individual, it is going to make it difficult or more challenging to effectively communicate your thoughts, your heart, your ideas to other people. Of course, other people may have their issues and their things. So, we're all coming from different places, different environments, different pasts, different experiences. And with that in mind, we communicate from those places. We don't always communicate from the message in that moment. Most of the things that we say are shrouded in memories. They're shrouded in emotions. They're shrouded in other connotations and things that other people have to decode. And sometimes that creates misunderstanding, that creates conflict, that creates people creating the habit of retreating, or just, I don't even want to get involved, I don't want to talk. And we have this lovely thing called technology now, where we don't have to look at people, we don't have to talk to people, we can just text people, we can just, or whatever, or not, we can get as non-invasive with communication at this point, which I feel like is a disservice because communication is really the building block of any civilization. If you cannot communicate one to another, even on the very most simple things, you can't build anything beyond that. So, with that said, Tovahcateur is all about thinking a level of thought. If you relate it to fashion, which I do, that's the whole core. This whole thing is a fashion themed. It goes back and forth. When you think of the word Tovahcateur, it's a play on words, obviously, for haute couture, which is a highly crafted garment. It's made out of the most, pristine, expensive. It's stuff that's normally not going to be duplicated because it's extremely expensive to create. And they're usually one of a kind pieces, very original, and oftentimes very avant-garde. They don't look cookie cutter, and oftentimes people don't necessarily appreciate it. It's very artistic. It's out of the box. It's it's just whatever people or the designer or the creator has in mind. So with Tovahcateur, it's the thought, the most highest thought that you can think, I guess, trying to get yourself on a different level plane of thinking. And it may not look like the trend. It may not look like what everybody else has been herded to believe or herded to think. And that's great, because you should be thinking outside of the parameters of what you've been conditioned to think. Which leads me into one of my elements on the vlog theme talk tonight is when it comes to vision, first establishing what that vision is. One of the things that's important, because it won't come out right or it won't come out at all, make sure the vision you're chasing is yours and not something that someone's planted or a seed that someone's planted that you're watering for them. Make sure it is it is yours wholeheartedly. You own it. It's something you feel compelled to do of your own accord, not because you've been influenced or because you've been coerced or guilted into whatever. That's not vision. It's not vision at all. Make sure it's yours. I was talking to somebody earlier today about something along those lines, and many times we feel we get compelled to do things, or we feel compelled, or we feel obligated. Obligated is a much better word in this context. We feel obligated to do things because our environment or people or authorities or whoever wants to shape and mold us into something that makes them feel comfortable with the job they did in the role they had in molding and shaping and grooming us for whatever they felt was on their agenda or whatever they felt was important. That may not be what your vision needs to be. And you need to realize, am I walking in the shadow of something that was already established, or am I creating my own trail? Am I creating a path? Am I blazing a trail? I think that's imperative when it comes to vision. Vision is much larger than being an entrepreneur in and of itself. It's much bigger. To me, it is. It's much bigger than starting a business for the sake of starting a whatever. Even when it comes to generational wealth, wealth is not just the money. Generational wealth in terms of legacy is also behaviors, thought patterns, issues. What do you want to leave? Do you want to leave your those that come after you with a big pile of stuff to try to figure out because you weren't honest about what was going on? And I'm finding this more and more common, whereas as families and as coming from a multi-generational upbringing, you learn a lot, but there's a lot of things that are kept under wraps. That's one thing in terms of establishing a legacy for yourself and a vision. You've got to deal with those issues before you're off the scene. If you're trying to empower the seed after you, a part of that process is also being honest and having those difficult conversations about what has occurred so that it doesn't reoccur. we're not glorifying anything that's inappropriate or that's something that they should not subscribe to. However, we need them to understand this was something that happened and it wasn't handled properly. It wasn't dealt with, whether it was some sort of abuse, whether it was some sort of secret that was kept and nobody understood. Why is this person doing this or acting like this or whatever? Those things need to be discussed so that the vision you have can flourish and not be diminished by things that have been kept all hush hush because we want to protect those involved, so to speak. What else? So number one, make sure it's your vision. Number two, make sure you're dealing with the issues generationally in order to pass down wealth and not so that they're not concerned with the health of the vision. Like when they got if the vision is on life support because of them things that haven't been addressed, that's an issue. What else? There are so many places I could go because my mind is swirling with a whole bunch of different stuff. But again, I'd rather cut it off than to ramble. Let's see what time it is. It is 9:14 and I started at 9:03. Y'all do the math. That's 11 minutes, right? Okay. So I'm going to put this out to a vote too while I'm sitting here thinking about it. If you prefer the live, unfiltered, unedited, the Tovahcateur unedited, or Creatively Speaking Live, let me know. Or if you prefer to have something that's more so prepackaged and a little bit of everything, let me know that too. In the comments, on IG, on wherever, you know where to reach me, Twitter, however. What else? Okay, let me reach back to a topic I brought up earlier about the brand and consistency with the brand. And keeping the brand about productive communication. There are so many things that I kind of feel led to talk about, but they don't fit the brand. And the reason why they don't fit the brand is because there's these issues that, and I'm not trying to make myself notable because I talk about controversy or I have an adverse opinion or not opinion, excuse me. I have an adverse take or thought process than what's currently happening and cool and acceptable to have. I don't want to create some kind of firestorm based off of sensationalism or whatever. I really want people to understand the premise first. So maybe once I've become a little bit more established, I can get a little bit deeper into some things because there's a whole bunch of stuff on my mind, Lord knows, that I really would like to get into. And honestly, hey lady, thank you for coming in. Girl, you came in under the gun because I was I was just about to cut it off. And I took a little nap, well, a little baby nap, because it was all in my spirit, and that was the wrong thing to do. I'm a little tired now.